guys, what's up? It's Allison, and today I'm doing a spring/summer recommendations video. It's getting to that point where everybody wants to go outside, sit in the sun, and read and have an awesome time. And I've seen a lot of people posting these videos, so I decided I'd do my own little spin on it and give you guys some of the books that I would highly recommend for the warmer weather and when it gets nice out. Most of these books do take place in the summer, but there's a couple that, you know, don't really have a specification on like what time of year it is, but they just give me the summer vibes. Mostly romance. I think literally all of these are romance. They just are the best books to read during the summer. So the first books that I'm going to talk about are Tessa Bailey, and I have 3 of them here. These two I read last year, last summer, and this was her duology. It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker. These are a duet type of read based on 2 sisters. So Piper's the first sister, and then Hannah's the second sister. I don't remember what I gave this book. I think I gave it almost a 5 stars. I really, really liked it. It's basically about this girl. She's super, you know, high-end, a party girl, rich. She can do whatever she wants, and she gets in some trouble, so her dad sends her to a small town. It's a little fishing town, to kind of learn how to take care of herself and do things on her own. And there she meets Brendan, and he's kind of a grumpy fisherman, and they spark up a little romance, and she also kind of just learns what life is supposed to be focused on. And a lot of people say that this is like kind of a Schitt's Creek esque story, and I do agree. I did watch that show, and I completely agree, and I just really liked it. I really liked all the vibes it gave. It's very spicy, so keep that in mind, but I really, really liked this one. And then these other 2 were kind of for me, but they do give off the summer vibes. This is also from the same duet, and this is about Hannah, which is Piper's sister, and Fox, and he is Brendan's friend, I believe, and their romance. This one was okay. It was definitely not as good as the first one, in my opinion. But it's kind of like a friends to lovers type of situation, and I still really, really enjoyed it. So that's that one. And then I just read this one, I think a month or 2 ago, and I honestly did not really like this book, but it definitely does give summer vibes, and if you want to try it out, you obviously can. This is the first one in her new duet. I think it's Secretly Yours, and then Unfortunately Yours comes out soon. And this is about Hallie, and she is in kind of a vineyard area. I can't remember what area it is, but she is a florist, a gardener, I guess, more so. And she has had this crush on this guy named Julian for a long time, ever since high school. And he comes back into town. He's very bossy, grumpy boss. He's a college professor, so he comes back into this wine country, and they kind of have their little romance. Honestly, this is probably one of the worst reads of this year, so I'm only recommending it because it does give off summer vibes. Obviously, it takes place in the vineyard, flowers, all of that type of stuff, so it does give summer vibes. Then we're going to go to a couple standalones. First, we have Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren and Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I know that a second book called Meet Me at the Lake is out now, right now as I post this video. It's not connected or anything, but it's very similar. It's another summer novel, so if you guys want to read that one, I would highly recommend reading this one as well. To be completely honest, these are basically the same book, just different fonts. So I read this one first. This is a lot of people's favorite book. This follows Macy and Elliot and kind of their situation of how they lost connection, and she comes back to him and they are kind of rekindling their friendship and their love. Alternating timelines between then and now, when they were kids growing up, and the now point of view. And this just obviously kind of gives me summer vibes, because they are at a cabin and, you know, by the lake. I'm pretty sure it's been a while since I read this. I might have to I might reread summer books for a video. We'll see, just because I have a hard time remembering things. But I did give this a high rating. It's a very comforting read, and it's very good. And then this one follows Persephone and Sam, Percy and Sam. They are friends. They lost connection. Same type of book. I remember this one a little bit more just because I read it more recently, I guess. I read this one last year too. They are also at like a little lake house type of deal. Summery time. Okay. It literally has summer in the title. So, I mean, you can't get more summery than that. And it's also an alternating timeline between then and now, and what happened and how they ended up falling apart in their romance, and if they're going to rekindle it. I did not like the point of conflict in this book, but I still really liked it. Super cute, like, cover. And yeah, definitely a good summer read. Then I want to recommend Maggie Moves On. This is by Lucy Score. And this is definitely, I think, different than all of her books that I've read. I've read 4 books by her, and this one definitely gave off a different vibe. It's about this girl named Maggie, and she's a house flipping star. She has her own YouTube show and all of that, and she hires this guy named Silas? Yeah, he's a like landscaper, and he's going to help her work on the property and kind of their relationship, and they get together, surprise, surprise, and just like, how is she going to make this work? Is she going to, you know, move on from her career? Is she going to do something different? Or is she going to keep doing the same thing that she's been doing for years and leave this relationship that she's built? And it has a dog in it, which I love dogs. Literally my favorite thing in the world. So you can definitely bet that I like this book. And it does give off summer vibes. And then I read, this was one of the first books that I read when I started getting back into reading, and I absolutely loved this book. It doesn't have much depth to it, to be completely honest with you, but if you're just looking for a good summer vibe book, then this is like totally for you. This is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, and I remember this book very, very well. It's just a fun book. Like, is the romance really deep? No. Is it a cute romance? Yes. Like, it's just so lighthearted, so fun to read. This is about Meredith Fox, and she did lose her sister. So before she lost her sister, their family would always go to Martha's Vineyard and have like a little getaway. But after her sister died, her and her family kind of stopped going to those family events. But now, I believe it's her cousin or something like that, and she's getting married, so they have to go to the vineyard to attend the wedding. And she meets the groom's best man, or groomsman, I guess, and they spark up a romance, and I thought it was so, so cute. It's YA, I think. I don't think there's any really spice in here. I think it alludes to it, but there's really none. And it also includes a game called Assassin, which is basically like a water gun game. If you eliminate somebody, they're out, and the whole family's playing it. And I thought that was a super fun aspect. And I did give this like a really high star just because the cover is beautiful. And it was just such a lighthearted read. And I just loved it. I just loved it. And then the last recommendation I have for you guys is from the queen of summer, spring, love, banter herself, and that is Emily Henry. And I just finished this book literally an hour ago, but I have to say, this is her best book yet. This is called Happy Place by Emily Henry, literally just released like a couple days ago. And this is about, I'm having literally a brain fart. I just finished it today. It's about Harriet and Win, and they have split up. They split up like 5 months ago, but they haven't told any of their friends, any of their families. And every so often, their friend group goes to, I can't remember where. It's like, oh, it's in Maine. They all go together. They have a super close-knit friend group, and they have not told them that they called off their engagement. So they're having to kind of keep this from them, trying to figure out when to tell them, when's the right time, while also kind of figuring out why they broke it off in the first place. And I'm going to go more into depth with this during my May wrap-up, but this book was just so good. It had great imagery. I can imagine the whole place. You can definitely tell it's a good like summer vibe. I mean, look at the cover. How beautiful is that? But it also dealt with like actual issues and actual like communication issues. You could really feel her relationships and like how strong her relationships were with her friends and Win. And I ate this book up. If there's one book that you need to read this summer, it's Happy Place by Emily Henry. And while that one's my favorite right now, she also has 3 more, and they are also beautiful. I mean, look at all of these colors. This one's a hardcover, which really bothers me, but do you see this? This is awesome. And those are Beach Read, which was a 5-star read for me. I read this last year. This is going to be my second favorite now just because of Happy Place. But this is about Augustus and January, and they are both writers, and they kind of go to their neighbors at this new place that she is staying at for a little while. They're both having creative issues, and so they kind of strike up a deal that she's going to write kind of a sci-fi novel because that's what he usually writes, and he's going to try to write a romance novel, which is what she usually writes, and they're going to take each other on dates to kind of inspire each other for these novels. And this is so cute. I highly recommend this one too. Like, they're so perfect. They're great books, and especially these two are just so good. And then we have Book Lovers and People We Meet on Vacation. I say Book Lovers is probably my next favorite out of the 4 that I've read from her. This is about Nora and Charlie, and it's also a book about books. She's a literary agent. He is an editor. And they've bumped into each other in the past, did not have such a good encounter, but now they have run into each other at North Carolina, Sunshine Falls, which is where one of her clients' books takes place. And they are it's kind of like an enemies to lovers, but not really enemies. Like, they don't like each other to lovers. And they keep running into each other, and this one's so good too. This one's so good. And then we have People We Meet on Vacation, which obviously has to do with summer because it's them vacationing every summer for a decade. And this is my least favorite, but that does not mean this one's not good because it is still very good. And this is about Poppy and Alex. They're friends. They go on summer vacations every single summer, obviously. It talks about their past summers, so you get to see all the places that they vacationed and, you know, the different types of encounters they run into. And Poppy works at I believe she works like an online vacationing magazine type of deal, and she has lost inspiration, so she's decided, hey, maybe me and Alex should go Alex and I should go on another vacation so that I can get inspired again. And they've also not been talking for the longest time. So they can rekindle their relationship, their friendship, all of that. And that is people we meet on vacation. And if you guys want or are curious about any of these books, I highly recommend them all. Summer is the perfect time. I'm so excited to read some summer books. I definitely need to get my TBR going for summer, but I'm already kind of diving in. So we will definitely see. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like I said. And for more book content, I also have made a Bookstagram called Allison Turns the Page, and it will be down below if you guys want to check that out. Thank you guys so much, and please look forward to the different types of videos that I have coming in the near future. I will see you guys next time, and bye!